Daisies. Hello, hello, hi. How are you? How are you, everyone? Yeah. Okay. How are you? Good afternoon. Now it's afternoon. Now it's noon. Noon. Now it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. Hello. Hi. Hi, Putri. Good afternoon. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh, I'm feeling great. Uh, I'm feeling great today. Because I think I finally changed my laptop. But there are a lot of things that I need to install and need to deal with a lot of things. Yeah. So uh, currently I'm still using my old laptop because there are a lot of settings that how to say there are a lot of settings that didn't fit in the new one. So I'm just using the old one until I settle the new one. So yeah. So today, quickly, today we are going to finish a quick lesson. I'm just going to continue the topic. I'm just going to continue the topic about writing a story. Okay, yesterday I told you the how to write the outline, right? The outline of a story. I asked you to write the outline of the story. Now today, I'm going to tell you how are you going to present your story. So, how are you? Are you okay? Are you good? Are you good? Are you still feeling good? Although we are all in this pandemic already. So, are you feeling good? How are you? So, you can just write your name. Write your name in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so take your attendance. Don't forget. All right. So we'll wait a few minutes before we start our lesson today. So I assume that all of you like to watch movies, right? I assume that a lot of you like to watch movies, but of course, I can't watch a movie with you here because of YouTube's copyright issues or something like that. So I can't really watch a video with you. But if you can tell me that if you watch this movie or not, or if you know the plot of this movie, or have you watched it before, so you can share it with me. Hi Umi, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. We are just talking about some movie related topics, yeah, because I assume that you're stuck at home, right? You're stuck at home, you know you are feeling bored or something like that. Maybe you watch a lot of movies, or you watch a lot of drama or something like that. So because yesterday I told you that I want you to participate in the competition. All right, participate in the how to say the storytelling competition. So because of that, I ask you to write a story about it. So some of you, maybe one of you or two of you are already finished your story already. That's very, very good. I need more. I need more of you to write stories. Okay. So this will be your homework for the week, for the end of the week. Okay. So today, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Okay, you have these days to write. You have 4 days to write. I want you to pass up your story for me in around Sunday. Okay, just think of it, because if you think of it, if you think too long the story, if you sit down and then you think of like too long, like I don't know what the story about is, you will miss the chance to write a good story. Okay, so of course write in English. Yes, okay, you must write in English. You don't need to actually write a lot of, deep words or big words or sentences. Simple sentences can become a good story. Okay, can become a good story. The good stories, the good script writing of a movie is actually, the dialogue, the language they use are very, very simple. Because if you use a lot of words that other peoples don't know, that means that other readers, when they read your story, they'll say, I don't know this word, but if you use the words you know, the simple things that you know, when they look at your story, they understand. Okay, they understand it. Today it's all about the presentation. Okay, it's all about presentation. It's all about how you present your story to the readers, to the public, and see. Okay, because writing a story is the same as painting. It's the same as drawing something. Okay, you need to draw, and then you need to present to others and then see. Or unless you are Picasso. Okay, unless you are Picasso that draws something that I cannot understand. Okay, unless you're doing something like that. But if you don't know how to write properly, don't do like that. Okay, just do it simple. just do it simple. Just keep it simple, and then you are good to go. Okay, so today, and then I'm going to play a game. Of course, this game is only I'm gonna play by myself. So this game is about typing. Okay, because I remember that when I write story, I forgot to tell you that actually I write stories. Okay, I write short stories online, but of course not in English, but in Chinese. Okay, I wrote a lot of stories for a Taiwan platform. I think, yeah. So I spent most of my secondary school days there writing stories. So now today I can give you something, a little hint of you. If you want to write stories in your examination, okay. If you are given a chance to write short stories or an essay of something, you can still use the same thing. Okay, but speaking of stories, I'm going to play a game. It's a typing game. It's a typing game. Let me see. Okay. Yeah. So it's a typing game. It's a zombie shooting game, something like that. And then I have to type the words to prevent the zombies from incoming. So yeah. So let's play it, shall we? Okay, I'll play this game. Now you're gonna watch me play. Okay, let's go with medium first. Medium, we go for the hard words. This game is actually okay. Let's play. Alright. Okay. Exciting. Exciting. Fish. Nested. Perfect. How fast could you type? You know, I couldn't type very fast actually. This ability. Okay. Governing. You know when you go into university, it requires you to type a lot. So I think I train my typing skills quite a bit at uni, because you know how many assignments that we have to do. You know, one essay our lectures give us will up to 2,000 words, 1,000 word, 2,000 word. It's very common. Wisconsin, it's very common in university, and then you got to train yours. No, you're going to train your typing speed. Bloggers pressure. And my final project, I think I typed 10,000 words and above. Yeah, 10,000 words is nothing in university, especially you want to write your thesis statement or something like that. So now you're going to train your typing skills, yeah? Probably editors. I know some of you can type faster than me, because maybe you guys are tech savvy, right? I think most of you can type faster than me. Accept. So searches contains Orlando impulse. No. Bind it and how my typing skill? No, judge. This game can also, can also train your spelling. When you are playing this kind of games, you actually train yourself to, break first. No. Whew. Okay. I think I got it. Realize. Some of the words I don't know. If the words that you can spell is quite easy, but no. Shoot. You know, the Japanese, they can type very fast, right? They can type very fast. No. Oh, shoot. No. No. What is it? Launched? CED hard. Okay. Okay, showed. Believe office available. How fast you can type? Can you maybe next time you can you can play this game and then see. Oh no. Okay. Game over. Oh, it's very hard. It's very hard. So So the story that you're going to write until Sunday, I give you time until Sunday. It's around 800. Okay, it's around 800 to 100 to 1200 words. Okay, if you type in Microsoft Word, 800 to 1200 is actually not a very big number. If you want to write this by hand, it's going to take you a little bit of time because you are going to write it with using a pencil, right? But I think because using Microsoft Word, it's actually faster. Okay, when you want to type, right, and you can erase it faster, so you don't have to make your hands dirty or something like that. So I assume that, okay, I assume that you can. Most of you, I'm not sure that all of you can, but please, can you pass up your story? Can you pass up your story by Sunday? Okay, this is your homework. Okay, this is your main. This is a kind of your mini, how to say, mini project by the end of the week. Oh, hi Dini. Good afternoon. Don't forget to like. Okay. Don't forget to like. Okay. Actually, as a streamer, I don't like to say these kind of things because if the things that you produce, that the content you produce is good, then other people will like. Okay, you don't have to ask people around to like your videos or something like that if your videos are good. But please like my video. Okay, I'm going to say, okay, please like my video, please subscribe to my video, and then click the bell button, click on the subscription button to know when to know the time I'm streaming. Okay, so we can start already, yeah? So today I'm going to tell you about the presentation of a story. Okay, when you read a good story, it will leave a good taste in your mouth, right? When you finish a good story, when you finish a good movie, you will feel like, that is a good movie. And then you will come again and then rewatch it again because it's so funny or it's so good that you're willing to watch the movie second time or even third time or even more, or even reading the same book twice. Okay, reading the whole book again twice. So what is the main key aspect of the good story is how are you going to present your story. The presentation of your story is very important. Okay, you cannot just okay, I give you character, I give you background, I slap it in your face and then say, this is a story. No, because you're going to arrange your story, right? You're going to arrange in a way that people understand your story. Okay, people understand your story and people know what you are talking about. If your story is just like babbling the blah blah blah, much blah blah blah, and then the whole plot line is so messed up, it's not a good story. Okay, people will feel like, I watched this movie, I wasted my time for like 2 hours or so, So if you have if you can, please communicate with me in the chat. What is the worst movie? What are the bad movies, or what stories have you read? It's like I read it and I don't like it. Okay, because I don't understand what the story is saying, or I don't understand what the movie is talking about. Okay, if you have this kind of if you have this kind of experience, please tell me in the chat. Which movie do you think like you don't like? Okay, you can tell me in the chat. Okay, while I'm still explaining things. For me, because everyone has different taste. Okay, everyone has different, how to say, different taste in movies or taste in books. Okay, for me, I like stories that teach you something. Okay, I like stories that teach you some lessons, or at the end of the movie or at the end of the book, it teach you something. Maybe it teach you how to, appreciate your parents or something like that, or something that it's quite educational. That is my taste of the books I like or the movies I like. I don't like well-intended love season 2 Chinese drama. Okay, Chinese drama, yeah. Okay, Chinese drama got how to say? Because the story is so long, right? Yeah. Sometimes we lost track. Okay. That's why short stories are good, because in a short story we can tell the story in a simple way that you can understand. But drama, I don't know. If drama the story is good, then it's a really, really good drama. Orphan 2009. Okay. I know why you're talking about this one. Orphan 2009. Oh, it's quite a long story. I would say it's quite a long story. So you like horror films, do you? You like horror movies? Sometimes thriller movies. Now think of something that the movie that you like. A movie that you like. So today, Buried also thought best. Yeah, okay. Thriller stories. So even horror movies, right? We see even horror movies need some sort of story. If the horror movie doesn't have a story, it that best, right? A horror movie plus a good story equals to the best horror movies ever. Okay, we don't say that, okay, because this is a horror movie, so that we don't need to write a good story because we only focus about the horror, something like that. No, right? Horror movies or thriller movies, the story is even important. Okay, the main factor is not about the horror aspect or the ghost that try to try to jump scare you, right? It's also about the story, about the progression of the story. A lot of horror movies that I watch, it's very stupid. Okay, it's very stupid. How to say? Okay, for example, I remember there's a scene in Conjuring. It's Conjuring or The Nun? I forgot. And the priest came into the house. Okay, the priest said, oh, this house, inside got ghosts or something like that, right? And he puts he puts a ring of powder, in front of the house, saying that, okay, this powder will prevent the ghost from coming inside your house and something like that, right? But then the main character, just okay. After immediately the priest, apply the powder on the floor, the main character was like just kick off the powder, and then the ghost come in. I was like, why you write your story like this? Okay, this is not how are you going to write your story. Why the characters so stupid? The priest said already, right? The powder is to prevent the ghost from coming inside the house. But as soon as the priest leave, you just kick off the powder and the ghost just bursts in and then scares you the hell out of it. Why? So this is not a good story. This is not how I'm going to write a good horror movie. A good horror movie, we have Stephen Stephen King. Stephen King is one of the, I think, the best writers, not in terms of horror movie, but in terms of best storytelling movies that I can see in a long time. Okay, IT is also IT is a good movie. Shawshank Redemption. Okay, this one you have to watch. Shawshank Redemption. It's a very good movie. The story is very good. If you have time, please watch this movie, Shawshank Redemption. Okay, it is also the same author as IT, which is Stephen King. Let me just find the image for you. Okay, Shawshank Redemption. Okay, let me just find that. Okay. This movie, I think it's starring who? Morgan Freeman. Yeah. Shawshank Redemption. This one. Okay, this one. Shawshank Redemption. It's a very good movie. It's not a horror movie. Okay, it's about a man. It's about a man in prison. But Stephen King, he wrote it in a perfect way. It will definitely, I very recommend you to watch this movie because it will just blow your mind. It blow your mind. It's a good movie. Okay. So okay, so today I'm going to tell you how are you going to construct your story to become a good presentation of your story. Okay, for this is a cheat code. Okay, this is a cheat code. Okay, so I'm going to tell you about, you have to follow this one. Okay, you have to follow the plot pyramid. Okay, if you don't know how to write a story, follow this, and then mostly you will come up with a good story. Okay, unless the content of your story is not good. But if you follow the plot pyramid, I'm sure that you can write a good story about it. Okay, so what is a plot pyramid? The plot pyramid is how you present your story. Okay, the plot pyramid is how you present your story. How the story begins, how the story goes up, and how the story, reaches a peak and then falls. And then you will watch that, oh, this is a good movie. Okay, so today I'm going to explain in simple terms using an example of a movie, Ratatouille. Okay, Ratatouille. Have you watched the movie Ratatouille by Pixar? It's one of the best Pixar movies I can find, and I really enjoy. This movie. The movie Ratatouille. Okay. All right. So, okay. Before I start, please tell your friends. Okay, please tell your friends that if they don't want to come to this class, okay, if they don't want to come to this class, please don't write your name in the WhatsApp group. Okay, because I see here and the WhatsApp group attendance is different. So if you don't want to watch this, if you don't want to participate in this lesson, if you want to skip the class, don't write the attendance list. Okay, tell your friends about it. If you want to come, then you write your name. Even if you just open your YouTube and just let it play, it's okay. It's okay. But don't okay, I just write my name in the WhatsApp group and then I skip the class. It's a how to say, a dick move. Okay, irresponsible action. So please don't do this. Okay, I already given you freedom to take your attendance in WhatsApp group because I don't want to call out names. Okay, I don't want every time I come to class and then I want to call out every single one of your names and something like that. I give you the freedom. To come and go. So don't So if you don't want to come, okay, I give you the freedom. Okay, you don't need to come. Okay, if you don't want to come, you don't need to come. But if you want to come, please listen. Okay, write your name in the WhatsApp group. That's it. Okay. So we start from the plot pyramid. Number 1, exposition. So what is the exposition? So exposition means that the basic outline of the story, which means the background of the story. Which means that, okay, let me explain in the movie Ratatouille. So the exposition of the movie Ratatouille is based on a small village in France, right? The setting is in France, and then Remy is in France, and what is Remy's dream is to become a chef, right? So this is the start of the story. So this is the exposition of the story. Remy is a rat. Okay, Remy is a rat. Okay, so the first Ratatouille, the story, it first introduced that Remy is a rat, right? Remy is a rat who wants to become a chef, but he cannot because he's a rat. Okay, so his job is to, you know, sniff out poison from food and give it to the colony. So this is the background. Okay, this is the background. And he has a brother named Emile, okay, who doesn't know how to cook. So Remy is in a position which he really wants to become a chef. Okay, so this is the exposition. You tell about the background, you tell about the main setting of the story. Okay, so when you open up your story, make sure to tell the audience that what are you going to talk about. Okay, maybe if you want to talk about a horror movie, for example, a horror movie. Maybe usually the exposition will be, okay, what year is it? Is it in modern eras or in very old times? Maybe 1996 or 1937. After World War II, how many people died in that hospital, and then the ghost started popping out, something like that. Okay, so this is the exposition. This is the base of your story that will give, you know, context. You will give context to your readers or to your audience that, oh, this story is about, okay, Ratatouille is a story about a rat want to become a chef. Or if you want to write a horror movie, oh, this horror movie is about how do I say, a hospital, for example. Okay, so this is the exposition. So if you can't understand, if you cannot understand, if I'm talking too fast, please stop me. Okay, please stop me, and then please tell me in the chat. So let me know if I'm talking too fast or you need extra, how to say, you need extra explanation. Okay. Now, after we talk about the exposition, we go into rising movement. So rising movement means that you progress your story. Okay, you build up your story based on your exposition. Okay, in the exposition we talk about Remy wants to become a chef, right? So the rising movement is how Remy becomes a chef. Okay, how Remy becomes a chef? He separated from his family. Okay, and he washed into Paris, and he met a guy named Linguini, and suddenly Remy noticed that he can control Linguini by by pulling his hair, okay, like a puppet. Okay, Okay, so this is the rising action. Okay, so Remy started his journey to become a chef by controlling Linguini's movements. Okay, because Linguini doesn't have any abilities to cook, right? Linguini doesn't know how to cook. Linguini doesn't know how to, identify all these ingredients or whatsoever. So Remy helped him to, get a chef's position in the kitchen, and then controls him. And then this is how the story, goes on. Okay, this is the rising movement. Okay, rising movement. After we talk about it, so you can spend a half of your story. The rising movement, don't stretch it too long. Okay, don't stretch it too long. Just like in the essay, you need to separate your parts of the story. Don't make your rising movement too long, or else it will be boring. Okay. And an example of a bad story writing of rising movement too long is this movie. Okay, I'll show you this movie. Okay, let me show you this movie. Yeah. Okay, this movie. So this movie is called A Whisker Away. It tells a story of a girl, how a girl, likes this boy, and then she wants to meet this boy in secret, so she becomes a cat. Okay, this is called A Whiskers Away. This is a story that is an example of the rising movement is so long. Okay, a 1 hour and a half movie. Okay, the rising action, it took 1 hour. It took nearly 1 hour to explain the rising movement of the story, so that the climax and the other parts of the story, it becomes so compact and so, so rushed that the story becomes so boring, and then it gives you a taste that, okay, this is not a good story. So this is a good example of not bringing your rising action too long. Okay, A Whisker Away. Okay, this is rising movement. Okay, so this is rising movement. So after rising movement, we have climax. So in Ratatouille, the climax came from this person, right? This person named Ego. Who comes in the restaurant and then, scares Linguini, and then try to, he's a very scary person, right? If you have watched this movie, then you will know. So Ego comes in, and then tells Linguini that if he cooks something that he doesn't like, he will shut this restaurant down, right? He will shut this restaurant down. He will, give this restaurant 1 star or 2 stars or something like that. It will destroy this restaurant. So this is the climax. And then in the same time, Linguini and Remy have a fight, right? Because Remy thinks that Linguini is using him, and then also Linguini start to fall in love with the girl, right? And then sometimes Linguini doesn't, really talk to Remy like before. So Ego comes in, and then Remy and Linguini, have a fight. So this is the climax of the story. Okay, so this is the climax of the story. The climax means that the highest point of the story that you can get. Usually the climax is something that you know, you have something happen. Okay, something happen. Like quarrel, fighting. It's not only fighting. It's not, but also you can say, okay, some kind of things happen. Okay, if you are writing a love story, usually, oops, sorry. Is it okay? Okay, yeah. If you're writing a love story, right? If you're writing a love story, the climax usually will be the girl and a boy, you know, have some miscommunication, or they fight and each other, right? This is the usual typical love story. Okay, yeah. Okay, wait a second. Is it okay? Okay, yeah. So this is the climax. So if your story, a story must have a climax, because this is a part of the presentation. Okay, this is a part of the presentation. Your story must have a climax. Okay, your story must have something happen, right? It's a story. Of course, there's something happen. If there's nothing happen, it's not a story, right? If you are writing a story, surely there is something that must have happened. Okay, so you must think. So if you are writing a if you are writing a story from your imagination, it's very easy. Okay, it's very easy. But when you are writing a story from your true experience, you might have to, you know, arrange the story a bit to, you know, reach the climax or something like that. Okay, so that's why when the writers turn a book into a movie, they usually will arrange the plot of the story, right? Sometimes the climax is at the beginning of the story, but in the movie, they have to move into the middle part or the later part of the story, because you have to build up the tension. Okay, you have to build up the tension so that, oh, the point that you reach the top, you feel very nervous. Okay, you feel very nervous and you feel very, very emotional. Okay, for example, I give you another example of a love story. Okay, a love story, the beginning will be, okay, the boy and the girl are studying in the same class, and then the boy try to reach for the girl. Okay, and then the rising action will be the boy try to get the attention of the girl, right? The boy try to get the attention of the girl. Then suddenly, oh, what is the climax? What is the climax? The climax is, oh, there is another guy who is more good looking than you. Oh, suddenly there comes a new student in class. Okay, then a guy who is very, very handsome, and he suddenly comes into the class. New student, right? New student in class. And then start to talk with the girl and something like that. So the girl seemed kind of like the guy, and you feel like, oh, now I'm very, very nervous, because I don't know, the girl will go for the handsome guy or not, or she will give a chance for the main character, to have a chance to go to be together with the main character, or what. Okay, so this is the climax. So this is the climax of the story. So there's something must have happened. Okay, so this is the climax. Okay, and then after the climax, you have the falling action. What is the falling action? The falling action is, okay, we go back to Ratatouille. Okay, the falling action is Ego likes the food. Okay, Ego likes the food, and then Ego accepts that Remy can cook. Okay, he knows that Remy can cook because Linguini show Ego how to cook, right? By controlling Linguini, how to cook. And then so Ego is very surprised, and Ego finally accepts that everyone can cook. So the following action is after Ego, Remy and Linguini left the original kitchen, and then they opened up a new kitchen where Remy can cook, right? You know, they even opened up a small window just for Remy, just to look at the restaurant, how the restaurant is. Okay, this is the falling action. So the falling action is some the things that, okay, after the climax, you know, turn down the emotion, turn down or something like that. You explain what is it after the incident. Okay, go back to the love story. Go back to love story. If the girl, if you want to write the story in a happy ending, okay, finally, okay, the falling action will be, okay, the girl finally accepts the boy, and then something like that, they go out, something like that. Yeah, this is the falling action. Okay, it's the falling action, depends on you how you want to write, into a happy ending or into a sad ending. So it's all about presentation. It's all about how you present the story. You want this story to become a very, very sad story, or you want this story to become a good ending. It depends on you, on the falling action. Okay. I personally don't like stories that are really, really sad, because especially in love stories, I can't. In love stories, I must have a good ending. Okay. In love stories, I must have a good ending, because if my love story doesn't have a good ending, I cannot sleep. I cannot sleep at night. I will think that, oh, why this writer cannot give me a good ending. I just want a good ending, that's it. Is it very hard to give me a good ending? Yeah. But sometimes, if it's based on true story, sometimes most of the time true stories are not good endings, right? So yeah. But sometimes writer want to give a good ending, so they will change the story. So the last part is called denouement. Denouement means that okay, you give a few sentences, okay, you give a brief view to end the story. Okay, it's like a conclusion. It's like a conclusion to your essay. It's like a conclusion to your essay, right? If you finish a story without a conclusion, meaning that if you finish a story, okay, let's say, okay, we're back to Ratatouille. Okay, the denouement for the Ratatouille is it brings back the topic anyone can cook. Okay, in the beginning, the story tells us that Remy wants to become a cook. Remy wants to become a chef, but he cannot, because he's a rat. He's a rat, so of course he cannot become a cook. But at the end of the movie tells us that no, even you are a rat, you still can cook. Anyone can cook, right? So the denouement is you try to bring back the central of your story. What is the central, what is the thing that you want to tell the story about? You want to tell the story about love? Okay, even if you are not handsome, you still can be loved. Even if you are not beautiful, you still have someone to love you. Okay, maybe this is your denouement, something like that. Okay. So this will be the last. I think this will be the last homework that I give you. So before I leave this SMKC, this is the last homework. This is the last thing I want to give you before I go. So next week, I don't think next week I'm going to give you a lot of homework. Next week I'm going to be more focused on, talking to you. Maybe I'll open up a Discord. Who knows? Maybe I'll open up a Google Meet or Zoom session where you can see my face, and then we'll play games together. This will be the last homework I give you, so please do it. Okay, please do it. because this is the thing that you will leave a gift for me, right? I don't want any gift. I don't want anything. Just I want your essay. I want your story, because I love to read other story, because reading other stories gives me, I like to read other story. I like to know what happened the past. Maybe some stories that are really, really touching. So back to the point. So today I explained about the plot pyramid. Okay, so today I explained the plot pyramid. The 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, the 5 things that you must go in order when you are writing your story, in order to write a good story, to write a good presentation of the story. So we have exposition. Okay, so we have rising movement, we have climax, we have falling action, and we have denouement. So if you follow these 5 steps, you will write a good story. Okay? So let's practice. Now I'm going to give another movie. Let's explain the movie in terms of exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and denouement. Okay? Okay, let's look at another movie. Let's look at this movie, shall we? Wait, yeah. Try to enter this first. Okay, now exercise. Okay, I give you a movie, and then you tell me what is the plot of the movie. Okay, the plot, the rising action, the falling action of the movie. Okay, let's look at this. Yeah. Guess what movie is it? It's a popular movie. It's about animals. Have a guess. It's about animals. Okay. Yes. I'm talking about Kung Fu Panda. I'm talking about Kung Fu Panda. Okay. Let's exercise. Okay, let's do some exercise based on the plot point. Okay? So what is the exposition of Kung Fu Panda? Okay, what is the exposition for Kung Fu Panda? So the exposition of Kung Fu Panda is Po. The main character is called Po, right? Po is a panda. Okay, Po is a panda who is very fat, who don't know Kung Fu, but he dreamed, right? He dreamed that one day he will become the dragon warrior, right? So this is the exposition of the story. Okay, this is the beginning of the story. Po wants to become a dragon warrior, but his father told him to sell noodles, right? His father told him to sell noodles, and he cannot do Kung Fu also, right? Because he's so fat and he's so clumsy. Yeah. But what is the rising action? The rising action is when Po meets Master Ugui. Okay, so Po want to see the ceremony of the dragon warrior, right? And then he just flies in the air and then just drops on the floor. And then Ugui pointed at him and say, "He is the dragon warrior. There are no accidents." Yeah, right? So there are no accidents. So everyone is very surprised. Even Po is very surprised that he is the dragon warrior. So the rising action is Po wants to become a dragon warrior. Okay, Po's training in the temple. Po's training in the temple that trained him to become a dragon warrior. Okay, what is the climax? Okay, climax is okay, I'll let you see, yeah. The climax is the return of Tai Lung. Okay, the climax is the return of Tai Lung. Okay, suddenly Tai Lung breaks out of prison, right? Breaks out of prison, and then it starts attacking Shifu, and it starting attack the tigress, the snake, the crane, the mantis, and then all of them cannot fight, right? All of them get defeated by Tai Lung because Tai Lung is so powerful. Okay, Tai Lung is so powerful that no one can defeat Tai Lung. Okay, no one can defeat Tai Lung. So, and then what is the falling action? So the falling action is Po, when Po opens up the dragon scroll, right? When Po opens up a dragon scroll, he realized that there is no secret ingredient. There is no secret ingredient. Okay? You have to believe yourself. The dragon warrior is you. Right? The dragon warrior is inside you. Okay, it's you. You don't need to rely on the scroll, rely on the secret ingredient. The secret ingredient is you. So after understanding, he defeats Tai Lung. Okay, he defeats Tai Lung. And then the what is the last part? What is the denouement? The denouement for Kung Fu Panda. The denouement for Kung Fu Panda is Shifu and the 4 tigress, mantis, monkey, and crane all call Po master. Okay, so the denouement of the Kung Fu Panda is, you don't need to rely on the secret ingredient. Okay, you can be the dragon warrior yourself, right? You can be the dragon warrior. Okay, you don't need to have sharp claws. You don't need to have, strong muscles and something like that. You see, Po has a fat belly, and that is his advantage. Yeah. Po, he's not a big fat panda. He is the big fat panda, right? Yeah. Okay. So today I think I will stop here. So that is for today. That is for today. So I hope that you learned something today. I hope that you learned the plot point. You learn how to write your story. Okay, 5 things: exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and also denouement. If you follow the sequence in the story, I'm sure that you will present your stories very, very well. Okay, so yeah, that's it. I think that's it for all. That's all for today. If you have any question, you can tell me personally. Okay, you can tell me personally. You can WhatsApp me personally. And I want I want you to pass up your story 800 to 100, 800 to 100 and 1012. The words, pass it to me. Don't submit first. You don't need to submit. You need to pass it to me using WhatsApp. Okay, this one you don't need to how to say, you don't need to pass it in Google Drive. Okay, you can pass it to me personally. Okay, WhatsApp me, put the file through WhatsApp, send it to me personally, so I know which one of you have submitted. Okay, Don't need to put into Google Drive. Don't need to put into anywhere else. Just give it to me. Okay? So I think I'll end my lesson here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming today. And I will see you next week. Okay, I hope that we have fun next week. We're going to do a lot of activity. We're going to play a lot of games next week. We're not going to focus on homework too much. Okay. All right. I will see you next week. Have a good day. Okay, let's say goodbye to each other, shall we? Before we go, let's say bye-bye. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Take care of yourself, yeah? Drink more water. Drink more water. Don't get sick. Bye-bye.